Imagine the clock strikes midnight, the ports of Taiwan go dark, and the global supply of advanced semiconductors instantly stops moving. Assembly lines for smartphones, production of electric vehicles, and medical hardware freeze in place. There is no secondary source or warehouse buffer capable of replacing this volume of specialized logic. The disappearance of these chips triggers a terminal halt to high-end manufacturing. Without them, the infrastructure required to run modern power grids and telecom networks ceases to function. This block represents total global economic output. Removing Taiwan triggers a 5% contraction, a sudden loss of $6.3 trillion. Imagine the entire annual economies of Japan and the United Kingdom simply vanishing from the map. This calculation is conservative. In reality, broken trade credit and a total market collapse would drive the global economy into a deep depression. The most powerful nations on Earth remain paralyzed by their total dependence on this single 36,000 square kilometer island. While companies like NVIDIA and Apple design the world's most advanced processors, they lack the facilities to actually manufacture them. They are architects who produce brilliant blueprints, but they do not own the tools to build the physical product. This is the fabless model. The industry relies on one master builder, TSMC, to turn digital designs into physical reality. Acting as a neutral partner, TSMC never designs competing chips, so rivals trust them with their sensitive intellectual property. This neutral foundry model successfully fueled the tech boom, but it also consolidated the entire global supply chain into a single concentrated bottleneck. This monopoly began in 1987. Morris Chang, with support from the Taiwanese government and the Dutch giant Philips, founded TSMC to commercialize a new way of manufacturing silicon. The true barrier to entry isn't just money, it is yield. TSMC has perfected the ability to mass-produce millions of flawless chips with atomic-level precision, achieving a reliability rate that competitors struggle to match at scale. This is the human moat. For 40 years, Taiwan has built an intensely specialized engineering culture. Transplanting this institutional memory, where thousands of experts know exactly how to calibrate machines pushed to the limits of physics, is nearly impossible. Geography also plays a role. Taiwan's science parks pack chemical suppliers, testing labs, and factories into a dense cluster, allowing for rapid problem-solving that would take months to replicate across continents. Then there is the hardware itself. The most advanced chips require extreme ultraviolet lithography machines that cost over $300 million each. Even with a blank check, a new player would face a multi-year waiting list just to acquire the equipment. Manufacturing supremacy is built on decades of concentrated tribal knowledge. It cannot be replicated simply by increasing capital investment. Taiwan's global irreplaceability is its primary defense. This silicon shield suggests that no nation can afford to destroy the infrastructure that keeps the modern world running. However, Beijing views Taiwan as a breakaway province. To the Chinese Communist Party, reunification is a mandatory goal, an unresolved legacy of the Chinese Civil War. Strategic planners are focused on the risk of seizure. Capturing these foundries intact would allow Beijing to integrate Taiwan's manufacturing dominance directly into its own strategy. A captured TSMC would allow Beijing to selectively throttle the supply of high-end chips required for Western defense systems and artificial intelligence development. This shift would end the era of neutral foundries, replacing the free market with absolute Chinese technological dominance. The United States and its allies are now spending hundreds of billions on reshoring, attempting to build domestic chip plants to break this dependency. But without the specialized ecosystem and engineering talent found in Taiwan, these Western facilities are remaining years behind schedule and technically inferior. If conflict begins before these secondary hubs reach maturity, the massive investments in reshoring will be irrelevant. The stability of the global economy and the balance of international power depend entirely on the survival of this single manufacturing ecosystem.